High bar or low bar squat. You might be wondering what is the best position for you to put the barbell. So let's go over the high bar squat first. As you can see, I put my hands pretty close together and put it on the top of my trapezius. Not on my neck and not a little bit lower than the trapezius because that's where the bony stuff is and that's where it's going to be uncomfortable. So this is how it looks from the front. I'm going to do a pretty quick setup and take 2 steps back and start squatting pretty much. I don't need to do too much more with a high bar squat because it's a very easy setup. I do not need to have a super stretched thoracic spine and my wrists are going to be relatively comfortable. Now, for comparison, low bar squat, you can see my hands are wider together, and if you look at the cross of my bra, you can see how much lower the bar sits on my back. I do need a more stretched anterior delts and pecs for a comfortable low bar squat. Also, I think I need some wrist straps because otherwise my wrists are not comfortable bending so much that it is going to be low enough for it to be an effective and cozy low bar squat. So let's put on some wrist straps. I'm going to wrap them pretty high and tight. Yes, mine are long. They're medium stiff. If you are a woman and if you're a small person, I do recommend some super stiff wrist straps. They definitely save you a lot of wrist pain and hassle during your squats. And please don't make a mistake of putting your wrist straps only on the bone. You're supposed to put them on the bend of your wrist. Otherwise, they're not protecting anything, okay? So wrist straps, as you can see, stuff to bend your wrists. That's how you know they're in the right place. Now let's try low bar squats again. You can see how much lower I can put the barbell on my back with the wrist straps on. Again, high bar for comparison. Look at the cross on my bra. And you can also notice that my upper back is a little bit more bent over. I'm also more bent over in the hips. Otherwise, my thoracic spine and my wrists are going to be less comfortable. Not only does a low bar squat take longer to set up, I also am going to maintain a larger hip hinge in my hips after I take my steps back. You can see that I have to straighten my hips before I start squatting. Otherwise, I would not get a start command. These are pause squats. Yes, they are heavier than a high bar squat. I'm also pregnant doing my high bar squat, so it's not like a super direct comparison, but as much as I can do right now. If you want some advice on what is the optimal position for your squats, you're always welcome to hit me up in a DM or fill out a coaching application on veganpowerlifter.com. Describe what your concerns are, and I will make sure to give you my best advice based on your video of your recent heavy squat.